Archangel Michael speaks with a voice that steadies like a hand at the small of your back and cuts through confusion like a blade of light. I am sorry I hid this truth. God has ordered it revealed. Someone you trusted betrayed you. Hear me carefully, not to shatter you, but to set you free. This revelation is not designed to punish or to inflame. It is given so that you may act with clarity, protect your heart, and reclaim the dignity that betrayal tries to steal. First, breathe. Let the air move into the places where shock and disbelief have lodged themselves. Betrayal often arrives like a cold wind that makes your limbs go numb. Breath is the first medicine. Inhale slowly, hold for a count, and exhale as if you are releasing the weight of proof that has fallen into your hands. Repeat until the edges of panic soften. Grounded breath brings you back into your authority. It reminds you that you are alive and able to choose what comes next. You will feel many things, and all are valid. There is hurt, yes, bright and cutting, but there will also be disbelief, shame, anger, and a small animal instinct to flee. Do not shame yourself for any of these responses. They are honest measures of a heart that expected safety and received violation instead. Allow each feeling its moment. Do not force a quick reconciliation with it. Emotions want to be witnessed before they will yield to understanding. Know this: the betrayal is not a reflection of your worth. A betrayer's choice reveals their limits and character, not your value. Too often, wounded people internalize treachery as evidence they were insufficient or lacked discernment. This is false. You were not foolish for loving, and you were not naive for trusting. You were human. Human hearts sometimes misplace trust, and that misplacement does not subtract from your beauty or capacity to love again. Now, move from rawness toward named truth. Name what happened in as plain language as you can, what was promised and unkept, what was hidden, who was involved, and when you discovered it. Writing these facts down, not as a confession but as a ledger of reality, will help the fog lift. Facts are stabilizers. They stop the mind from spinning stories that often make the wound worse. Keep the list factual, short, and anchored in what you know rather than what you suspect. If new facts appear later, add them. This is not an exercise of accusation. It is an exercise of discernment. Set immediate boundaries. Betrayal breaks a covenant of trust. And until the truth is fully known and accountability is present, you must protect the space where you live and the relationships you hold dear. Boundaries are practical. Pause certain conversations. Step back from shared finances if applicable. Limit access to your private accounts. Reduce exposure to people who encourage confusion. Boundaries are not punishments. They are scaffolding that keeps you stable while you make decisions. Name the boundaries out loud where needed. I will not discuss this now. I need time before we speak. Please respect my request for space. Saying these things draws lines that protect your healing. Do not rush toward public airing or retaliation. The flame of righteous anger can burn up evidence and credibility if not handled with care. Seek counsel first, not the kind that inflames, but the kind that steadies. Choose one or two wise, discreet friends or mentors who will listen without taking a viral stance. If the betrayal involves legal or financial matters, consult a professional who can advise you without emotion-driven missteps. Prudence is sacred here. It preserves options and honors your dignity. Hold yourself accountable for your next moves. Betrayal can create a powerful temptation to mirror the harm, to lash out, to sabotage, to retaliate. Resist the urge. Acting in kind will erode your moral standing and give power to the very wound you wish to resolve. Instead, choose actions that preserve your integrity. You may expose truth when it is necessary for safety or for the protection of others. But let exposure be a last resort after careful thinking and sound counsel. Your response should be consistent with the person you want to become, not merely with the pain you feel. Invite truth to do its work by allowing yourself the rituals of ending and repair. If a relationship can be mended and both parties are willing to do the inner work, confession, restitution, therapy, and long-term behavioral change, consider the steps required for real repair. Change without accountability is not reconciliation. It is a repackaged denial. True repair involves transparent steps, measurable changes, and a restoration of trust that is earned over time. If repair is impossible or unsafe, enact the rituals of ending. Write a letter unsent, hold a small burial of expectations, or mark a day of release. Rituals help the soul move from collapse toward reorientation. Protect your story. Betrayal seeks to redefine you in others' minds. They were careless. They were gullible. They chose poorly. Keep your narrative anchored. Speak your truth quietly and firmly to those who need to know, and do not court public spectacle. The narrative of your life is precious. Guard it with the same tenderness you guard your heart. When you must share, do so with the intention of clarity and boundary setting, not with the intent to wound in return. Attend to your body. Betrayal is not only an emotional wound, it manifests physically. Sleep disturbances, appetite changes, digestive upset, tension headaches. These are real and deserve practical care. Prioritize rest, gentle movement, nourishing food, and short walks in sunlight. If you find your sleep fractured, consider short, grounding rituals at night, a warm drink, a short reading, a breathing pattern that signals safety to the nervous system. Your body is your first home in the aftermath. Tend it as you would a person you love. Name your support system and use it. Do not try to process this alone. Let trusted friends hold pieces of the burden. Ask for practical help. Someone to sit with you while you make calls, to accompany you to a difficult meeting, or to simply bring a meal. Humans are designed for companionship in crises. Receiving help is not weakness, it is wisdom. In the presence of betrayal, community is both balm and armor. Practice fierce compassion for yourself. You will need it. Speak to yourself not in the cold language of blame, but in the warm tone of a loyal friend. You did what you could with what you knew. You are learning. You are loved. Repeat these phrases until your nervous system remembers them. Compassion does not let you off accountability. It gives you the grace to act wisely rather than react destructively. Begin a discerning checklist for future trust. This is not cynicism, it's prudence. What will you require of others moving forward? More transparency? Regular check ins about money or commitments? Witnesses to crucial conversations? A clear agreement written rather than implied? Build these practices into your life slowly. Trust can be rebuilt with safeguards that are simple and loving. Think of them as guardrails, not moats. Finally, remember that revelation is a kind of liberation. Knowing is painful, but it allows you to stop colluding with a falsehood that has been draining you. There is power in truth, power to choose, to act, to heal. You are not being punished by what has been revealed. You are being reoriented toward life that is truer and safer. In time, this clarity will become a source of strength, a story of how you kept your heart intact and rebuilt with greater wisdom. Stand now in the small steadiness of a single step. Breathe. Name one boundary you will keep today and tell one trusted person that you need their presence. Let that be your work for this hour. I stand with you, not to accuse, but to arm you with truth and to remind you that betrayal, though shattering, is not the end of your story. It is the hinge on which a wiser, more sovereign chapter opens. Archangel Michael continues with the same steadying flame of truth and comfort. When betrayal pierces your life, it can feel like your world tilts off its axis. You may replay conversations in your mind, searching for the moment you should have noticed, the detail you missed, the warning you ignored. This is natural, but do not allow it to chain you to endless self-blame. Betrayal is a reflection of another's choice, not a measure of your vision. Even the sharpest eyes cannot always see the shadows people hide. Release yourself from the courtroom of if only. That trial has no verdict that heals. Instead, gather your energy into what can serve you now. Ask yourself, what is mine to carry? What is not mine? This question cuts through the noise. The actions of another, their dishonesty, their secrecy, their selfishness, belong to them, not to you. What is yours? Your response, your healing, your choices moving forward. By drawing this line, you reclaim power that betrayal tries to scatter. Begin to practice daily grounding in truth. Each morning, speak aloud a declaration that affirms your unshakable worth. I am worthy of loyalty. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of truth. Let these words rise like a shield around your heart. Do not wait to feel them. Speak them until they shape the soil of your belief again. Betrayal tries to carve doubt into the heart. These affirmations are the chisels that carve out freedom instead. There will be moments when bitterness tempts you. It whispers, close yourself forever. Trust no one. Harden your heart. But bitterness is a slow poison. It promises protection but delivers isolation. Resist it, not by forcing forgiveness too early, but by allowing your heart to stay open to possibility while keeping your eyes sharp. Forgiveness is not a fast transaction. It is a process that unfolds when safety, accountability, and time create space for it. Do not pressure yourself to arrive at it quickly. Let forgiveness be a horizon you move toward, not a box you must check immediately. Invite light into your hidden places. Journal your thoughts, even the darkest ones. Cry in prayer. Whisper your pain into the silence of the night. I and other angels hear it all, and nothing you say disqualifies you from love. When you bring your rawest words into the open, shame cannot fester. Shame thrives in secrecy. Naming your hurt is the act of breaking its hold. Consider too the possibility that betrayal, while cruel, may be redirecting you. Sometimes, God allows what was hidden to come into view not to harm you, but to protect you from greater harm. A revealed betrayal can be a blessing in disguise, a locked door that prevents you from walking deeper into deception. You may not see it now, but this truth can one day become the very seed of your wisdom. Strengthen your spirit with small rituals of light. Light a candle when you pray, symbolizing that truth still burns no matter how much darkness has pressed against you. Place your hand over your chest and feel your heart still beating. It is proof that life continues. Step outside at dawn or dusk, noticing how the sky shifts from light to dark and dark to light. A reminder that no state is permanent. Remember, you are never alone in this valley. I, Michael, stand beside you. My sword is not only for battle, but also for protection. Call on me when intrusive thoughts overwhelm you. Say, Michael, stand guard at the gates of my mind, and I will shield you from the arrows of self-doubt, anger, and despair. You are not meant to wrestle with shadows by yourself. Archangel Michael continues, voice like steady iron wrapped in warm light. Now you are entering the middle work, the part that asks for endurance, tender ruthlessness, and careful rebuilding. This is where healing shifts from the immediate shock into everyday practice. Attend closely. These next instructions are the scaffolding you will use to stand again. Begin by reclaiming your time. Betrayal scatters hours in replaying and ruminating. It steals the present by dragging you backward. Take back small blocks of your day and protect them zealously. During these pockets, refuse to re-examine the wound. Instead, do something that renews you, a short walk, a focused chore, a task that produces visible, calm results. Repetition of small, ordinary accomplishments rebuilds the nervous system more effectively than grand gestures. Your life is repaired in little stitches, not dramatic sutures. Practice financial and legal prudence if the betrayal touched money, contracts, or property. Document everything. Make copies. Consult a trusted professional who keeps confidentiality and acts in your practical interest. There is power in paperwork. It converts memory into fact and intention into proof. This action is not vindictive. It is responsible. Hold to it with calm precision rather than a fury that muddles judgment. The angels honor clarity and the human practice of gathering facts as a way to make wise choices. Cultivate a daily truth check. When memories begin to spin stories that make you feel small, pause and ask, what do I know for certain? What am I assuming? Return to the ledger of facts you began earlier. This exercise interrupts the mind's habit of drafting unfair narratives about yourself. It is a simple discipline, but over weeks it rewires how you engage with betrayal, from catastrophic restoring to sober accounting. Protect your relationships that are still trustworthy. Monitor how you share. Be selective and careful with confidences. This is not a retreat from intimacy, but an upgrade of it. Let loyalty be earned by actions, not only words. Ask questions gently and watch for patterns. Real friendship shows itself in consistency, presence, and the willingness to hold you without asking for a spectacle. Reward that steadiness with your own measured vulnerability over time. Do ritualized endings for what must close. You have likely already done some of this. Letters unsent, small ceremonies. But consider formalizing an ending that feels true to your life. A short written declaration burned or buried, a symbolic folding of a photo into the earth, a walk where you speak aloud what you release. These acts mark a boundary in your nervous system. They tell the deeper parts of you that the chapter is over and that you are ready to move into a new one. Begin to name the lessons. After the immediacy of hurt softens just enough, list the practical wisdom you have gained. Perhaps you now require clearer financial transparency, witness to conversations, or more explicit agreements about time and presence. Perhaps you learned that certain behaviors are early warning signals for betrayal. These lessons are not bitter trophies, they are tools. Keep them close as principles for future arrangements, and treat them as part of your ongoing education, not as a shaming litany. Let compassion for the betrayer grow slowly, if at all. Compassion is not the same as forgetting or condoning. Sometimes compassion is a recognition that the person who harmed you is themselves injured, confused, or morally compromised. Recognizing this does not absolve their actions, nor does it mean you allow them back in. It simply frees your heart from the corrosive work of wanting punishment above your peace. If compassion feels premature, do not force it. Let it be an eventual byproduct of your healing, not a requirement of it. Rehearse the boundary language you will use in future encounters. Prepare short, clear sentences that preserve dignity and do not invite argument. I cannot engage about this now. I'm choosing not to discuss my private affairs, or for now, I'm stepping back for my own health. Practicing these aloud with a friend or in private gives you the muscle memory to speak calmly when provoked. Boundaries are most effective when delivered without drama. Their power is in the steadiness of delivery. Work on reclaiming ordinary pleasures. Betrayal often takes away the small joys because the mind is monopolized by caution. Reintroduce joy deliberately. A favorite meal, a morning you spend reading, music that once uplifted you. These are not distractions, they are repairs. Joy returns your heart to its original range of feeling and reduces the proportion of life occupied by the wound. If reconciliation is possible and safe, insist on formal processes. Real repair comes with confession, restitution, and tangible behavioral change observed over time. Do not accept vague promises. Ask for specifics and measurable steps. Consider mediated settings or counseling where an impartial witness helps hold accountability. Remember, reconciliation is a slow product of mutual work. It cannot be rushed and must be verifiable. If reconciliation is impossible, build purposeful distance. Leave space that is no longer shared and fill it with intention. Begin projects, return to old loves, invest time in friendships that reflect integrity. Your life must expand to accommodate new possibilities. The absence created by betrayal is also a space for growth. Plant something in that place, however small, and watch it insist on life. Cultivate spiritual practices that steady you without bypassing pain. Prayer, breath work, short meditations, and movement are all valid. Choose one practice and do it daily. Let it be the anchor that holds you on the days your inner weather is stormy. Spiritual practices are not shortcuts, they are scaffolds. Use them with honesty. Bring your anger and sorrow into the practice rather than pretending they are not there. Watch for complex grief. Betrayal often comes with layers: grief for what was lost, grief for illusions, grief for time wasted, grief for trust itself. These layers surface at different times. Allow them to be processed in their season. If you find yourself stuck or spiraling, seek a professional who understands betrayal trauma. Therapy is not a luxury. It is a trained response to deep relational injury. As strength returns, think of how you will redesign your future agreements. Be proactive about creating clearer terms in relationships and partnerships going forward. Use contracts where appropriate. Name expectations in writing. Invite others into accountability structures. This is not cold calculation. It is wise stewardship of the tender spaces of life. Finally, carry forward a practice of gratitude that is realistic. Gratitude here is not denial of injury. It is a chosen lens that notices small mercies even within the upheaval. A single breath that is not panicked, a friend who shows up, a clear morning sky. These are real and worthy of naming. They do not erase the betrayal, but they prevent it from becoming the only story you ever tell. Stand now and do one concrete thing that reclaims your field. Send one text or make one call that moves a practical piece forward, perhaps to a lawyer, a friend, or to schedule a therapy session. Let movement be your teacher. Each next step, no matter how small, is a refusal to let injury define your whole life. I stand with you. I will not permit the dark to have the last word over your story. Archangel Michael speaks once more, voice deep as thunder yet soft as the brush of a feather against your cheek. Beloved one, we have walked through shock, through grief, through rebuilding, and now we stand at the threshold of a new chapter. The truth has been revealed. Someone you trusted betrayed you, but that truth does not own you. It is the end of an illusion, not the end of your life. God has commanded this unveiling not to break you, but to strengthen you, to show you where falsehood lurked, so that you may walk fully in the light. Now is the season of renewal. Renewal is not forgetting, nor is it pretending the pain was small. Renewal is choosing to live again, wiser, stronger, and clearer. Renewal is saying, "This wound will not be the architect of my future." I will be. This is your power to decide what story emerges from this moment. You are not the one who was betrayed. You are the one who survived betrayal. There is a holy difference. Your new life begins with vision. Take time now to envision the path ahead, not through the eyes of fear, but through the eyes of freedom. Ask yourself, what do I want to create? What kind of relationships do I now deserve? What kind of future will I no longer compromise on? Write these answers. Speak them aloud. They are the seeds of a new covenant between you and your destiny. And hear this: the betrayer's choices cannot steal your calling. They cannot cancel God's promise over you. Your purpose is untouchable. Betrayal may delay, but it cannot destroy. It may wound, but it cannot erase what heaven has written. You remain chosen, anointed, and deeply loved. Let this truth become your shield against every whisper of doubt. Forgiveness will come when you are ready. But remember, forgiveness is for your freedom, not their comfort. You may forgive without reconciling. You may release without returning. Forgiveness is like unclenching a fist that has been gripping poison. You set it down so you may walk unburdened. Whether or not the betrayer ever changes, you will rise because you refuse to remain chained to them by anger. This release is your liberation. Do not forget the allies around you, those who remained faithful, those who carried you in silence, those who held your tears without judgment. Treasure them. Water these relationships with honesty and care. Where trust has proven strong, let gratitude deepen it. This too is part of your healing. To remember that betrayal, though sharp, is not the whole truth of humanity. There are still hearts that love cleanly, loyally, and endlessly. Carry your scars with honor. They are not marks of weakness, but of survival. Scars tell the story of healing, not of defeat. When you trace them, let them remind you of the angel who walked beside you, the God who refused to abandon you, and the strength you discovered in yourself. These scars will one day be the proof you offer others when they stumble. Proof that healing is possible, that life continues, that truth is worth enduring. And so I say to you now, rise. Rise into the life that betrayal tried to steal. Rise with sharper discernment, with deeper compassion, with clearer eyes. Rise knowing you are not alone. Heaven surrounds you. I stand with you. And God Himself has written your future in lines of gold that no hand of treachery can erase. Breathe, beloved. Step forward. Choose life. Choose love again. Choose trust, not blindly, but wisely. Choose to build anew. And when you do, the betrayal that once broke you will become the stone upon which your next great chapter is built. I, Michael, seal this message with light and strength. The truth has been revealed, but so has your power. Carry it now. Live, rise,